Pisces out there, please make sure to get my book at Amazon. The link to that is in the description box below as usual. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share the video. If you'd like to if this reading resonated with you and you would like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are on my website. Sorry, I'm just so used to saying that line over and over and over again. But if you want to get a personal reading from me, you can contact me, Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com, or you can go directly to my website, Kareemspiritworks.wixsite.com. Right, the link to that is also in the description box below, as well as the services, rates, prices, how long you're going to get, me describing the service, and so on. All right, so this is for Pisces. Let's see what the Pisces have got. So you've got the Nine of Swords, the Three of Cups, you've got the Empress, the Two of Swords, the Tower, the Knight of Cups. Let me slow down, right? Let me slow down. The Six of Swords, the Five of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups, and last but not least, you have the Four of Wands. Okay, not too many major arcana, just 2 out of 10. Okay, so I'm getting how a lot of you Pisces, you have the Nine of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Empress. You want to say something to people whom you actually have something for before. How do I say this? You want to say how do I say this? You're interacting with people where you're kind of seeing people whom you would be interested in, and you want to say something to them before it's too late, because obviously you never know, living in a big place, you never know if you'll ever actually see them again, right? 95% of the people who I come across just on the street, I never see ever again, right? So when it comes to relationships, right, this more so is in particular, in general, yes, people randomly, but also people whom you know. Okay, I'm just seeing how it is that you want a second chance. You want the ability to keep these types of people around, right? In general, right? Collectively. So you're trying to figure out a way to actually create, right, the Empress, create some form of communication between yourself and them. For others, you Pisces could be in a relationship that is kind of difficult to be in. And you Pisces are trying to come to some sort of an agreement between yourselves and the other person. Now, for the ones who are looking for a relationship, as far as you don't want someone to slip in between your fingers, the Two of Swords and the Tower, right, represents how this is a situation for you people that ultimately, unfortunately, you're kind of thinking back on all the people who you kind of missed, and you're like, what do you do, right? And you kind of need to really be able to the cards are saying how you need to be able to just walk up to those types of people and say something to them. Otherwise, you're not actually going to get what it is that you want, whom you want. You won't stand a chance because you've never even said anything, right? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So for others, you Pisces who have tried to create some sort of a functional interaction between yourself and a potential significant other, this relationship is pretty much destroyed. It's finished. It's finished. And you Pisces pretty much tried to do everything you possibly could, and it didn't necessarily work. So the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Five of Swords, right? Because I'm seeing two storylines, right? So that's what it is I'm going to do. I'm going to tell about two storylines. Like I said, if any one of these storylines is about you, then contact me, Kareemspiritworks.wixsite.com. The link to that is in the description box below. Let's set up a private reading. Also, you can contact me at Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com if you don't want to go to the website, and we can talk about pricing there. So for you Pisces who want to capture people's attention, right? The ones that don't want too many people to slip through their fingers that they may end up liking. The Knight of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Five of Swords represent how you need to be able to let them know that, though. You need to actually go for it, because by you not going for it, this can end up being kind of depressing, because a lot of you Pisces will keep thinking back to, oh, I shouldn't have let this person go. I shouldn't have let this person go. I shouldn't have let this person go. You know, I like this person. I shouldn't have let this person go. So, and for you Pisces who were in trying to compromise, like I said before, this is a relationship that's done. But the Six of Swords is, you understand that you did everything that you could, right, to create this well-working relationship, and it didn't work. Five of Swords, there was always something missing. So the Six of Swords is you being justified, right? Six is an even number. So the six, so six represents evenness, right? As to where five representing the odd number or prime number, right? Because it cannot be divided once into itself evenly, right? You know what I mean? Except by itself, of course. What happens here is that the Five of Swords represent how, but you realize that there was always something missing, though. You know, no matter how much some of you Pisces would try to compromise, there would always be something where these people would just try to find a creative way to kind of go about, right, like their fingers was crossed, and try to find a way to betray you and unfortunately disrespect you. And then it became too tiring, because the Nine of Cups and the Four of Wands represent how this is a situation for you where the Nine of Cups and the Four of Wands, for you Pisces who were in who are trying to get people's attention, the Nine of Cups is that, again, you're going to have to directly walk up to these people, and the Four of Wands, right? Four of Wands is you're gonna have to actually do your fair share of work. Too often times, people want other people to walk up to them and say something or approach them exclusively, and ultimately, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And I'm not taking a jab at you Pisces. I'm saying this is how the dating, this is how modern dating is, right? You got a lot of people out here doing a lot of misunfortunate things because the mentality is messed up. Like you have too many people wanting other people to walk up to them, and they don't want to actually say anything. And the thing is that it's the mentality of, well, oh, if this person really likes me, this person's going to say something to me. Terrible mindset, because it ultimately shows a person's cowardice by doing that. Because all of this, well, if the person likes me, then the person's going to come up to me and do stuff like that. Anyone who's experienced when it comes to relationship knows, oh yeah, I can't rock with you. Because that type of mentality, to have that, and I'm doing this to bring a point home, that type of mentality that some people have, it's a very incorrect mentality, right? And I'll explain why, right? I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, but I'll explain why. The reason why is because it's skewed to have the mentality of, well, you know you like somebody, and the person may like you, but you won't go up to them and do something, right? And sometimes too, and this is one thing that I gotta really understand. Not, excuse me, not understand. I want y'all to understand, but I have to say, sometimes when people don't come up to you, and I'm not talking about you Pisces in general, right? I'm talking about in general. So you can take this piece of knowledge with you and actually take it out into the real world and see what I'm talking about. Sometimes the reason why it is that some people don't approach is because they actually want to see what kind of action the other person that's looking at them is going to do, because those people are normally doing the approaching in their lives. Even myself, when it comes to, dating certain people, or I'm out on the town and I'm looking at certain people, right? I want to, sometimes I do so much of the approaching, 98% of the approaching, right? I want to see, okay, well, are these people going to, okay, they're looking at me, I'm looking at them. Are they going to approach? And then when they don't, I'm just like, okay. Because the thing is, that's also laziness. And it's a huge red flag. When people see that, especially people who are experienced in relationships, they know that's a cop-out. That's a crutch to say, I don't really know how to talk to people, so I'm not going to try, because if I do, I'm just going to look bad doing it, but I'm too scared to even try. And that's a bad look. That you know what I mean? That'll leave a sour taste in people's mouth. So you got to start at least trying, right? And then for the Pisces who are in the situation where you tried to be in a relationship with this person, but they gave you a hard time, the Nine of Cups is that when you leave, you're going to be confident that you've done everything, because those people are too lame to actually figure out that you cared about whether they lived or what happened to them. But they were too small-minded and ignorant to understand that. You understand what I'm saying? The Four of Wands right here represents, but they're going to be trying to tell you to get on out. And it's that type of backwards mentality. When it comes to you trying to work something out with them, they won't actually fight to keep this relationship, to be like, I don't want you to leave. You just treat me so good. I want to stay in this. They won't do that. You know what they'll do? The one thing, unfortunately, that you and them will agree on, or they will agree with you on, is, yeah, get out. I done seen that a couple of times myself, Pisces. That type of mentality, it really goes to show you why it is a lot of people need therapy, and why they really shouldn't be dating. Because that mentality of, let's clarify the Four of Wands. That mentality of when a person is trying to get cool, trying to get close to you, and like you iced them out, you treat them like crap, you iced them out, you know what I mean? I'm sure you Pisces can relate to this. And then when they do that to you, and then you're like, eyed them out, and then they're like happy that you going, it's like, wait a minute. So I care about where you rest your head. I care about whether you ate today. And now that I told you that I'm going to leave, that's the only thing that you could agree with me on. So to clarify the Four of Wands, we have the Tower, the Temperance, the Ten of Pentacles, right? They're going to understand your worth when you leave. Because they're going to understand, because they not in their correct mind state. And then you have the Temperance. The Temperance is just exactly like I was talking about. To go into depth about it, they're too delusional to understand they gave up on a person that cared about them. So they did it to themselves. So they hung themselves out to dry, right? Like clothes. So they painted their own selves into a corner. And then the ten of Pentacles represents how you're on to bigger and better things, because now you don't have to deal with these weird individuals getting in the way. right? You trying to be in a relationship, a functional relationship with them. Excuse me. They're trying to do everything in their power to stop that. What kind of an individual tries to stop a potentially well-to-do relationship? Peace.